Welcome, everyone. My name is Mindy Nunez Earhart, and I am the 2019-2020 Chairwoman of the St. Bernard Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us virtually today for the Chamber's annual awards dinner and passing of the gavel. At this time, please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to recognize a few of our elected officials and community leaders who are joining us today. We have Diana Dysart, school board member. Cliff England, school board member. Joseph Long, school board member. And Catherine Lemoyne, school board member. It's a pleasure being here with you today, and we thank you for your continued support of the St. Bernard Chamber of Commerce. As we all know, 2020 was a year of change and pivots for everyone. We want to take a moment tonight to recognize and celebrate our accomplishments at the Chamber and within our community, even in the midst of a pandemic. We would also like to thank our board of directors, our membership, and our community partners for their efforts and support in making the St. Bernard Chamber a success. This year, we focused on our mission to provide the resources and representation essential to the success of our business community. We created the Pulse of the Parish podcast, and we brought meals to those on the front lines of the pandemic. We focused on meeting our members where they were by providing them with more information and connections virtually. Everything we do at the Chamber is made possible through our membership and our sponsors. At this time, I would like to take a moment to thank each of the 2020 Chamber annual sponsors. These sponsors support us at the highest financial levels, and without their investment, we would not be where we are today. Though we are not able to be together in person, we still would like to recognize you all with a plaque, and these will be delivered by our staff later this week. I ask that the audience hold your applause until the end. Our parish pillar sponsors are Chalmette Refining, the Miro Foundation, the Port of New Orleans, St. Bernard Economic Development Foundation, St. Bernard Parish Government, Valero. Our commerce partner sponsor is The Ranch. Our business advocate sponsors are Associated Terminals, Clements Insurance, Gulf Coast Bank and Trust. Our Chamber supporters are Amanda Miller Realty, Atmos Energy, Domino's Sugar, Florida Electric, Rain CII, Silver Slipper Casino and Hotel, and Southern Services and Equipment. Again, thank you for your support and investment in making our organization the voice of business in St. Bernard Parish. We are now going to move into the awards portion of tonight's program. Joining me on screen is our 2019-2020 Vice Chair of Administration, David Clements Sr., to present our first award.
Can you hear me now? Thank you, Mindy. We're extremely fortunate to have such engaged business and members to help grow our organization. Our first award is for the 2020 Best Professional Pivot. This award was created this year to recognize an organization that faced the challenges of 2020 head on and completely changed how they do business. They were resourceful and resilient throughout the pandemic. Our professional pivot of the year goes to a group of individuals that faced and still face the challenges of this pandemic on a daily basis. During the unprecedented times, they created ways for students to attend class, both virtually and in person, and sometimes had to teach in both ways in a school day. They jumped through hoops to learn and execute new guidance on mask wearing and sanitizing their classrooms. They work hard to ensure our students are well cared for and provided with solid education while putting their own health at risk. Though things are still not the same, they have gone above and beyond to make this school year as normal as possible. And it is because of their ingenuity and hard work that our children are still getting the best quality education in St. Bernard Parish. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our 2020 Best Professional Pivot, the St. Bernard Parish School System, and Superintendent Doris Voce.
Yay.
Yay!
Well, David, thank y'all very much. I'm sitting here right now around our school board table because in a few minutes we're going to be having our regular monthly school board meeting. And as we said before, along with me right now is our president, Diana Dysart, our vice president, Cliff England, and a board member, Joe Long, and another board member, Carly Jackson, just walked in. But, you know, we're very thankful for receiving this award. And this is my 50th year with the St. Bernard Parish Public Schools. And I think that we have been resilient. We have been able to change on a dime throughout my entire career here. I think 15 years ago when Hurricane Katrina hit, we showed tremendous resilience and a tremendous ability to adjust to the circumstances of the time. And we're a leader in bringing back our community here in St. Bernard. With the pandemic this past year, it's been extremely challenging in another way. Our teachers, I just want to give a tremendous shout out primarily to our teachers who have made the major adjustments. They have had to go through training on new online platforms, new phases of technology, making sure that we're able to educate kids in person and virtually, as you said, sometimes at the same time and for different periods of time. We've had a lot of kids having to quarantine, so they would be switching between a virtual model and an in-person model. And our teachers throughout it all have done an unbelievable job, along with our support staff, because we've had to feed kids not only in an in-person setting, but through food lines. We provide meals to our students who are at home in a virtual learning environment as well. So I want to thank the Chamber very much for recognizing the efforts of our teachers, our support staff, and everyone associated with the St. Bernard Parish Public Schools. We feel that we've been an integral part of this community forever, and we're going to continue to lead in the way that we always have. So thank you very much for this inaugural award. I hear it's the first year. So Mindy and David and the rest of the Chamber members, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our board.
Thank you, Doris, and congratulations again to the St. Bernard Parish School System. We're so grateful for everything you and your staff and your teachers and the school board have done for our community and our students over the years, and particularly over the past year. My name is Walter Leger, and I am a past chairman of the Chamber and a founder of the Chamber many years ago. It is my honor tonight to present our next award, the 2020 Citizen of the Year Award. This is perhaps the Chamber's most prestigious award. It goes back and has been presented for over 60 years, since long before most of you were born. To that extent, it originally was named for Raoul A. Bud Colon, a fierce advocate for first-time home buyers in St. Bernard. Bud was a leader and a mentor for many civically involved people. Past recipients of the award read like a history of St. Bernard itself. Senator Walter Boisseau, Claudette Ruther, Danny Bourgeois, Alan Reichert, Chris Roussel, Joey DeFata, Dr. Don DePlanche, Nicholas Trist, and Joe England, and many others, obviously nearly 60 people. This year's recipient has been sought by many organizations for his leadership, his intelligence, his calm demeanor, and his ability to get things done. His honors and honors that he's received include Kiwanian of the Year twice, Kiwanis Tablet of Honor Award, the Distinguished Kiwanian awarded by Kiwanis International 4 times, the St. Bernard Business and Professional Women's Man of the Year Award, the Knights of Columbus Man of the Year Award. His service to the community include, among other things, several things that I've served with him on, fortunately. He was a 15-year member of the St. Bernard Economic Commission and Foundation. He's been a board member of the Nunez Community College Foundation and a member of the St. Bernard Citizens Recovery Committee after Hurricane Katrina. He coached for 12 years as a volunteer in the playgrounds. I coached against him. And I can tell you his teams were well coached, but mainly the young men and women that he coached demonstrated incredible sportsmanship and character on and off the field. And we even beat his teams every now and then, but rarely, Rob. St. Bernard Parish Lions Club is what a member of, St. Bernard Advisory Council of United Way, St. Bernard's Appointments Review Board, Knights of Columbus, the Archbishop Hannon's Community Appeal for Greater New Orleans, fundraising chairman for the St. Bernard Boy Scouts of America, on and on. Charter member, co-organizer, and first president of Louisiana Crawfish Festival Foundation, Lynn Oak School Board, St. Bernard Christian Academy, Our Lady of Prompt Succor Finance Committee. He founded and chaired the Always Home Community Dance. But not happy to sit idly by in retirement, he recently was the co-organizer of the Driven Youth Organization, an organization aimed at educating students in the moral, ethical, and biblical principles with the objective of inspiring life changes. Although his calendar is completely filled by his volunteer activities, his greatest joy is the time he spends with his wife, Susie, and his 2 children and 4 grandchildren. This year's recipient goes to one of the most deserving, hardworking, and humble people I have ever known, Robby Showalter. Robby.
Well, thank you, Walter. Can y'all hear me? Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Walter, that was very nice of you. Thank you so much for the kind words. And I want to thank the chamber. I am truly humbled and honored with this. And see all the faces on the screen and see the list of board members on the chamber. And let me tell you, you guys on the board are amazing people. I know your service goes well beyond your chamber roles, and I have worked with most of you in other service clubs, projects, and programs. I know that you have worked tirelessly for our parish. I know all your endless works in our parish to make St. Bernard an amazing place to work and live. You guys have always worked to make a great quality of life for our community, and I am proud to have known and worked with you over the years. I want to congratulate St. Bernard Parish School System. Doris Voce, I see she's on. One of the finest school systems in the nation, and everybody can attest to that. They've done a fabulous job since I was a kid at Miro Elementary, and they just a super system, and I'm proud that we had this in our parish. I also want to congratulate Fred Segura, who will be coming up later. You're a good friend, Fred, and your works in the parish are way too numerous to mention. And finally, congratulations to St. Bernard Parish Hospital. Your presence in our community has made St. Bernard a very valuable community to live and work in. We always said after the hurricane that without a hospital, we're doomed. And sure enough, St. Bernard Parish Hospital came through. And now with Oshner as a partner, it's one of the premier hospitals in the area. Congratulations, y'all. I've been very blessed, as Walter said, by our Lord with a great wife, Susie. She has taken care of our family and has provided a strong Christian foundation for our children and grandchildren. I've been blessed to have a wonderful son, Brad, and his wife, Annie, and an awesome grandson, Benjamin. I am blessed to have an amazing daughter, Melissa, and our husband, Nick, and beautiful granddaughters, Olivia and Sydney, and an awesome grandson, Blaze. Walter, you're right. These are my pride and joy. This is what I come home to. I look forward to be with. And like I said, when you're a parent, it's one thing, but when you're a grandparent, it's an amazing deal. And I'm glad I'm retired now to be able to enjoy my grandchildren. I am mostly blessed by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for walking with me in this journey. of life and has provided me with the gifts and talents to provide for my family and community. I am not deserving of any credit since I'm doing his will. I want to thank Walter Balasso. He's not on, but he would always allow me the time away from work to provide service to our community. He's a generous person, and I'm very grateful to him. I'm retired now, and as Walter said, and I thank the Lord for providing me with the means to help others. Doing God's will is so satisfying. Again, thank you all for this honor. And to paraphrase Matthew 20:28, let's remember we are here to serve and not to be served. Thanks again. Again, I'm just very humbled and thank y'all for the recognition.
Thank you. Thank you, Robby. Congratulations again. That was extremely touching.
Thank you.
And thank you for all that you do for our community. Our next award tonight is the Chamber Member of the Year. The Chamber Member of the Year is awarded annually to the individual who has gone above and beyond, working diligently for the best interest of the Chamber. This year's recipient is often recognized as the face of the St. Bernard Chamber. His passion for the Chamber is without equal, whether it is in attending meetings, always bringing the donuts, spearheading fundraisers, seeking sponsorships, or lending a hand when heavy lifting is required. He is always there. His tenure with the St. Bernard Chamber as a board member, ex officio board member, and committee chairman is a testament to his strong feelings for the Chamber and his community. He is one of the first to greet new members and is oftentimes responsible for bringing new members into the fold. His admonition at every board meeting is always, every one of us should be able to attract at least one new member. He knows better than all of us that a strong chamber begins with a strong membership and that there is strength in numbers. This year's Chamber Member of the Year is awarded to the chair of our 2020 Membership Committee, Mr. Fred Segure Jr., for his extraordinary service and dedication to the Chamber. After his comments, Fred is available to see any of you who are not already a member of the Chamber. Fred?
Thank you so much, dear. That was very, very nice. And needless to say, I'm honored to be chosen for this award. And even more so than that, I'm surprised or rather shocked that I was chosen for this award, because I know several others that have worked hard for the Chamber during the past year that could easily have been chosen for this award. And so I'm most honored for that reason. We have, been through some tough times with the Chamber from years back. As past chairman of the Chamber in 2014, I know we were going through being in the red every year, but just in the last couple of years, we have worked our way out of that, and we're not in the red any longer. And that's something for the Chamber to be proud of. As chairman of the membership committee for several years, it was always been my goal to increase the membership, because that's where most of our money comes from to run the Chamber. And we have always worked hard. When I say we, I mean myself and the membership committee members have always worked hard to that goal to build up the membership. But none of this could be done without the support that I get from the administration. And needless to say, I have to thank Elizabeth and the executive committee for all of the good work that they have done over the past couple of years and getting the Chamber into the black and out of the red. They've been doing a fantastic job, and I thank them for that. And as I said before, we work hard to build the Chamber up and build up the membership, and I think we've been successful with that. And again, I appreciate all of the cooperation that I've received. And during this next year, we'll still work to the same goals and building up the membership and improving the Chamber even further. Thank you so much again. Oh, one other thing. Nobody mentioned the donuts. Don't bring
We
the
did.
donuts. Bring the donuts to the board meetings. That had to play a big role in getting this award, I'm sure. But thanks again, and let's keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mr. Fred. And thank you always for the donuts. We do love the donuts. My name is Lisa Boyncott, and I am the 2019-2020 Vice Chair of the Chamber. It is my honor to present our next award for the 2020 Community Hero of the Year. This award was specially created for the St. Bernard Parish Hospital because we could have given you every award tonight and it still would not have been enough. We needed to create something new to recognize the tremendous efforts of Kim Keene, the Hospital Service District, and the entire staff working day in and day out at the hospital. A hero is a real person who, in the face of danger, combats adversity through feats of ingenuity, courage, or strength. Since March of 2020, every person who showed up day after day to operate St. Bernard Parish Hospital is a hero. As a community, we remained in the comfort of our own homes, but you did not have that luxury. Instead, you had to isolate yourself from your children, your husbands, your mothers and fathers. You had to put on protective gear like armor and head to the front lines to face the unknowable and the unseeable. And you did it. And you did so much more. You held the hands of our loved ones as they passed from this life to the next. We know it made you heartsick, but you still showed up the next day. For your sacrifice, for the scars you still bear, for your bravery, for the resolute courage it takes to be faced with unknown consequences and still have the fortitude to show up and care for your community. And mostly for making a fool of death and disease with the beauty of your undying commitment to human dignity. Please accept this token of our gratitude. We honor you and are forever grateful. We deeply appreciate your sacrifice and kindness during these unprecedented times. Of course, Kim Keene, the great success of any organization is a reflection of dedicated leadership from the chamber, the parish, the community, all of us. Thank you. Please join me in congratulating the 2020 Community Hero of the Year, the St. Bernard Parish Hospital.
Lainey's on.
Yep, I'm here. Yep. Okay, well, wow. I'm Lainey Fast. I'm the Associate Administrator at St. Bernard Parish Hospital, and thank you so much for those kind words. Really, this is a true honor for both Kim and myself, and we know this will mean so much for our staff, and can't wait to share the news with them. You know, as you mentioned, the onset of COVID-19 really demanded a nimble, creative, and courageous mindset. And although it was an extremely challenging time for all of us to be in healthcare, it was truly also an amazing time to be in healthcare, to see the grace, commitment, and grit of colleagues, our medical staff, and of course our frontline employees, which many of are your family members or your neighbors. I think additionally, we learned very quickly just how important it was to be part of a small community, and the outreach and support from all of you at the chamber, parish government, first responders, the Hospital Service District Board, Oxnard Health, and local citizens was just awesome. I can't thank you guys enough. The generosity was so crucial to our success and perseverance. So thank you very much. Kim, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Thank you again. It is really hard to really express our gratitude for everything that the community did from us, from the parish government to the chamber to just the people in the community that reached out to help us when it was what we call the terrifying weeks. I'm sorry to say the terrifying weeks are not terrifying anymore, but it's still kind of scary over there. But we are proud of what we were able to do for the community. We were proud that we were able to help the school board win the PIVIC Award by doing a safe to return, providing the teachers with window masks so that the students could see their faces, and really try to test all the teachers so they could go back to work as soon as they could. We've tested over 200 teachers. We vaccinated the entire sheriff's department last Monday, Thursday or something, maybe Friday. And we vaccinated over 2,600 community members at St. Bernard. So we're doing our part to try to end this pandemic. We also are doing our part to do what we set out to do, and that is to serve this community, to heal this community, to lead it in healthcare and educate the community. So we're hoping that we fulfill this forever and ever. We want the hospital to be part of this community forever. Thank you very much for this award. We appreciate it so very much. Our staff will really appreciate it too. Thank you again.
Thank you for the partnership. The work goes on. I know we have a webinar coming up this week, so tune in. Thank you, Chamber.
Thank you. Thank you to both of you. And congratulations again to the St. Bernard Parish Hospital. We're so grateful for everything that you and your staff have done for our community. I just want to take a moment and congratulate all of our winners of the 2020 Chamber Awards. We appreciate all that you have done for the Chamber and our parish. Each of you is extremely deserving of the recognition. Now, I'd like to introduce our Chamber CEO, Elizabeth Daughtry.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations again to all of our winners. As you all know, 2020 was a challenging year for everyone. We started the year ready to make 2020 our best one. However, like all of you in March, all of our plans on how to do that changed. We really had to pivot to fulfill our mission of providing the resources and representation essential to the success of our business community. Our members were always our focus as we created new ways to reach them without physically being together. Like many, Zoom became our go-to for meetings and ways to attend events. We launched a new podcast, graduated 27 Leadership St. Bernard students, graduated 11 Grow St. Bernard students with the St. Bernard Economic Development Foundation, and gave back to our first responders while also helping our restaurant chamber members. 2020 did not look like how we envisioned it. However, it showed us how resilient and strong our community is. We were able to maintain 85% retention of our members and a 5% increase in new membership. The commitment of our members and sponsors helped us stay in the black during a very difficult year for everyone. For that, we are extremely grateful. As we look at what 2021 will bring us, we are optimistic about the future. We know that this year will be difficult, but we are excited to still provide our members with content virtually and hopefully in person again very soon. All of our accomplishments you see here on the screen for 2020 would not have been possible without the support of our board. Just as our sponsors provide the resources and capital to help grow our organization, our program of work and organizational direction are guided and accomplished through the time, energy, expertise, and leadership of our board of directors. These board positions are voluntary and uncompensated, and we truly appreciate everything that our board members give professionally and personally to the St. Bernard Chamber. At this time, we want to recognize our 2020 board members. The 2020 officers, Chairwoman Mindy Nunez Earhart, Executive Vice Chair Lisa Bourne-Cott, Vice Chair of Finance Timothy Duty, Vice Chair of Administration David Clement Sr., and immediate past chair Carrie Calais. 2020 board members include Allison Barrios, Joy Bruce, Amanda Coates, Jessica DeFreitas, Elizabeth Ellison Frost, David Huff, Kim Keene, Adam Kuhn, Walter Leger Jr., Catherine Coyne, Lena Nunez, Gus Reese, Sabrina Schmidt, Laura Schultz, and Fred Seguir Jr. Our 2020 ex officio board members include Maureen Liuza, representing Parish President Guy McGinnis, Alexander Snyder, representing the St. Bernard Parish School Board, Dr. Tina Tenney, representing Nunez Community College, Joey DeFata, representing the St. Bernard Parish Sheriff Jimmy Pullman, Carrie Tomasio, representing the St. Bernard Parish Office of Tourism and Film, Leslie Marengo, representing District Attorney Perry Nicosia, Jalen Turner, the St. Bernard Parish Assessor, Drew Heafy, representing the St. Bernard Port, Harbor, and Terminal District, Mary Hand, representing the St. Bernard Parish Hospital Service District A, Chris Haynes, representing the Joseph and Arlene Miro Foundation, Brian Gibson, representing Tri-Parish Works, and Megan McCormick, representing the St. Bernard Economic Development Foundation. Thank you all for your commitment and service to the Chamber. The staff here at our office, Art and I, definitely could not do what we do every day without your support, and your ideas, and answering the phone whenever we call. So we appreciate everything you do for us. At this time, I'm going to turn it back over to Mindy.
Okay. All right. Thank you again to our sponsors and our board for making 2020 a successful year. As my final act as chairwoman, I'd like to ask for the membership attending tonight to approve the recommendations of the nominating committee for the 2021 open board of directors positions. For new 2021 board member positions, the committee recommends the following: Lisa Bourne-Cott, representing Taberry and Bourne; David Clements Sr., representing Clements Insurance; Timothy Duty, professional member; David Huff, representing DW Consulting; Walter Leger Jr., representing Leger and Shaw; Jessica Reeve, representing Brewsters; Sabrina Schmidt, representing Evan Schmidt Design; Lara Schultz, representing Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Preferred Realtors. Is there a motion from the floor to ratify the election of new board members? If so, please state your name in the chat. And you can just write moved in the chat. All right, Tim has moved. Is there a second? Joy has seconded. All in favor? You can raise your hand. Great. Any opposed? All right, great. Motion passes by acclamation. Thank you. Next, we'll have a motion to adjourn the annual general membership meeting. If you would like to move, please state your name in the chat. Is that you again, Tim? All right, Tim moves. Anybody seconds? Thank you, Lisa. Lisa seconds. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Lots of ayes. Thank you. The motion passes by acclamation. We will now open a meeting of the St. Bernard Chamber Board of Directors to consider the election of officers. For executive officer positions, the nominating committee recommends the following: Lisa Bourne-Cott as chairwoman. I know, thank you. I'm going to start over. For executive officer positions, the nominating committee recommends the following: Lisa Bourne-Cott as chair, Timothy Duty as vice chair, David Clements Sr. as vice chair of finance, and Walter Leger Jr. as vice chair of administration. Is there a motion from the floor to ratify these members of the executive committee? Elizabeth moves. Can I get a second, please?
Jessica moved as well.
Jessica seconds. All in favor? Any opposed? Great. Motion passes by acclamation. Thanks. All right. At this time, I will now turn the meeting over to your new 2021 chairwoman, Lisa Bourne-Cott. Yay.
I finally got a gavel. Yes. I'm about to use this and abuse it. So maybe I'll use it a little bit. I'm so excited and honored to be the 2021 chair. It's going to be a year of uncertainty and new challenges, and it's going to feel a whole lot like rebuilding. But I can assure you that under Mindy's leadership, this organization has built a foundation so strong. We were able to have the rug pulled out from underneath and still remain standing. Our roots are deep, and for the last 2 years, Mindy as chair has created succinct organization to our events, finances, policies, and procedures, all while training and mentoring our wonderful CEO, Elizabeth Dotrieve, and during a global pandemic. 2020 was a shock to all of us. The fact that this organization can turn around on a dime and still have 5 cents change is a true testament to your leadership, and we are all very, very grateful to you, Mindy. In case you are not aware, being the chair of this organization requires a major professional commitment, and Mindy has met and exceeded her responsibilities for 2 years while serving on the New Orleans Chamber Executive Board, Norley's Board of Directors, First Planning District Workforce Development Board of Directors, the Coalition to Restore Coastal Louisiana, the Board of Directors and the Fidelity for the Board of Directors, and the Fidelity Bank Power Advisory Board of Directors. She's also the president and CEO of Southern Services and Equipment, Inc. That is actually her real job. So you would think that she was a professional board member able to recite Robert's Rules of Order in an instant. In all seriousness, this lady is so resourceful and smart and dedicated to St. Bernard Parish. The Chamber and this community has a new standard because of your leadership, and we thank you for all you have done and continue to do for St. Bernard Parish and the Chamber of Commerce. Please join me in congratulating Mindy Nunez Earhart as she receives the 2019-2020 St. Bernard Chamber of Commerce Chairwoman's Plaque.
Which I have right here. The power of television.
Very good. Congratulations, Mindy.
Thank you. Okay, this is the end of my 2-year tenure as chairwoman of the chamber, and what a wild ride it has been. It seems really long ago now, but the first year term immediately started with a job search for a brand new CEO. After a crazy selection process, I met my soon-to-be new best friend for the next 2 years, Elizabeth Dotrieve. Elizabeth and I have been like peas in a pod for the past 2 years. When we first started, we tried to make sense of planning events, managing the books, and then we moved to a new location, and we even got caught up on chamber politics, which for those of you who don't know, yes, there are even politics in the chamber. So we had to figure those out. In order to take advantage of the momentum we had just gathered in 2019, I decided to stay on for another year as chairwoman in 2020. My plan was that this was going to be the year that I was going to enjoy being the chairwoman without having so much work to do. But of course, when we make plans, God laughs. And just as we were putting the wheels into motion for all of our programming, the pandemic hit. So in one fell swoop, we had to pivot. We had to get a crash course in the CARES Act and the Paycheck Protection Program, and try to understand all of this information and then disseminate it out to our members. I was lucky that I was going through all of this myself with my own business. So I had some insight into the questions that people had, and hopefully we were able to help a lot of people at that time. Around the same time, Elizabeth came up with the idea to purchase food from members of the chamber who were restaurants and then deliver it to our hardworking first responders. Most of this food she picked up herself from the restaurants, and she delivered it to the first responders or the hospitals or the fire stations. So in a sense, she became a frontline worker as well. We then watched as other chambers and business organizations copied this model, which we know benefited countless food service establishments and essential personnel. As the year went on, we concentrated on surviving and thriving in the pandemic. We started the podcast series. Art was just wonderful in starting that and making it look very, very professional. We continue the ribbon cuttings for the new businesses that were still opening up, even in the pandemic. Just a testament to, I think, the work ethic of people from St. Bernard. And we were able to have an in-person political forum, our first in-person event of that year. And then we were able to have the Tour de Parish bike race, which was probably our biggest event this year, or in 2020. So I'm very proud of all of those things. I very, very proud of Elizabeth and Art. You know, I do have a full-time job and I try to help as much as I can, but it's really, they do it all with a 2-person staff and it is extraordinary. So I just want to say that as I hand the gavel over to you, Lisa, even though you already have one, I will always remember this time in my life with pride as to what we have accomplished and gratitude for the friendships that I've made along the way. Even if you contribute to the chamber in just a small way, please know that for some of us, the time we have spent serving the St. Bernard Chamber will stay with us for a lifetime. So thank you, thank you, thank you very much, y'all.
Thank you, Mindy. We're still going to need you to teach, especially me, how to do selfies because I'm not good at that. And
We will have that.
my hair never looks as good as yours, so there's also that. But that concludes our program for the evening. I want to thank everybody for joining us virtually. This is sort of our new normal now, so we're kind of accustomed to it. And the good news is that it doesn't run so long, so that's great. Or I could go on if you'd like. Walter knows how we lawyers like to hear ourselves talk, but I won't. So do I have a motion to adjourn? If you want to make that motion, please state your name in the chat.
You have a motion from Tim and a second.
A motion from Tim. Before I even ask one, thank you, Tim, and a second from Elizabeth Ellison Frost. Finding that there should be no discussion on this, I'll call the question and see if there's anybody that, are we all in favor here?
Yes.
If you're opposed, put it in the chat, but we're all going to log off. So
Thank you guys for
the
joining
motion
us.
passes by acclamation. Our 2020 annual meeting is now adjourned. Everybody have a great evening. We're looking forward to some great work this year in 2020.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Great job particularly for our first ever Zoom annual meeting and board meeting being combined. Great, good job, Elizabeth and
Thank
crew.
you. Art did all the running, so he did a great job. Thank you, Art.
Thank you,
Thank
Art.
you, Art.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Now we can drink.
Yeah, you guys can.
I was already doing that, Walter.